I definitely see a bright future for Anthony Edwards. And then I look at players like Nas Reed and Jaden McDaniels. Like those guys also, they have their moments where they come together and they electrify as well. So if they stick around, the Timberwolves will definitely be right back where we are now. You know what I'm saying? So, the future is definitely bright for Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves.
Yes, hey, I'm icing the game like a free throw. I love when she talking the lingo. Wanna fuck on the freako. She says she bringing the Tito's. We hacking the game like a Chico. I'm a monster, it's time for the beast mode. Cracking your skulls like Debo. Straight to the strip, all singles. They peeping straight to the peephole. You a lame, you a dork, and bimbo. Oh yes, sir. Oh yes, sir. It's your boy Twan. We back with another episode of the OffTopic podcast. This is episode 18, and today I have a special guest for y'all today. I have Miss Big Ronnie as my guest today.
Thank you. What's happening? Thank you so much for having me, Mr. Twan.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure being on the show. Yeah. You're doing great with the podcast. Y'all about to go up.
No, y'all about to go up. We're definitely going to get into that as well, too, though. But I appreciate the love. It's been nice to have somebody else to talk game with and that is actually doing, going into the same lane as what I'm trying to do, too, with the podcast and with sports and everything like that. So before we get right into just NBA talk and just our thoughts and our 2 cents on certain topics, I wanted to just, open the floor and give you a platform to talk about your podcast, so the Top of the Key podcast. If you can just tell us, just how it came about, you guys' visions, goals, and what you guys are looking forward to, going into the rest of this year of 2024.
Absolutely. So shout out to Top of the Key podcast, the homies Rex, AO, and T.
Yes, sir.
Much love here on OffTopic. So we started off as a media company, the Hangout Network. Big shout out to the Hangout Network. We came about with our CEO had a vision of starting his own production company. In other words, when you think of BET, we want y'all to think of Hangout Network. So we have tons of things on the Hangout Network, from comedy, from different other podcasts, including relationships and, of course, sports and whatnot, things of that nature. We came about, we were all a group of people who all had the same idea. So we all just came together and thought of the Hangout Network, and then we included everyone else's ideas into the Hangout Network. So that's how it became this media production company. We're definitely off to great things, so I appreciate everyone for the love and support. Yeah. Make sure you catch us on Top of the Key podcast, which drops every Thursday. So right now, of course, we're talking hockey and basketball and the Rangers going on, and then we'll take a break. We'll come back in for football season, but we're busy. So, but special shout out to my homies, man.
Yeah. Shout out to them, man. And I've been tuning in. You guys keep it real authentic, real. Like I feel like I'm hanging out with y'all for
and
real.
that's the vibes we're trying to give out. Yeah. So I appreciate people for peeping and noticing that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely dope. I'm definitely trying to see what's up, in the near future with you guys. We definitely do some collabs and everything like that. So
for sure.
Definitely looking forward to that.
Most definitely.
So NBA talk. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm gonna go. I always start off with the East Conference because I love the West, so I like to kind of keep.
Yeah, you got to start off with the weakest link.
Yeah, well, is that how we?
The East is the weakest link. We got the firepower over there on the West. For sure,
we got the firepower in the West. We do. This year, I would definitely say the East was predictable. Yeah, it is. It is. And that says a lot.
I said it so going all the way.
Yeah. So we'll start though with Boston. The previous series of the East Conference matchup of Boston and Pacers. I just want to just go into just our thoughts, and really the main question I wanted to ask was, where did it go wrong with the Pacers? I know for me, the biggest thing was just the injury of Tyrese Halliburton, but I just want to bring up those first 2 games with Boston that Tyrese and the Pacers had opportunities. Self-inflicted wounds that made them lose those games, and I think things would be different, right now, if they had it right. Yeah. But I just want to let you go ahead and start off, though. What did you think about that series, though?
For first off, I definitely saw a sweep coming. I know that's probably sounding very cliche and whatnot, but I just don't think Boston. They've been here before, so going back to the finals and making correction from last year's Eastern Conference Finals, and they just coming together as a team. Now, like you said, what went wrong with the Pacers? Of course, Halliburton's injury caused a big play in it, and of course, I think Miles got a little hurt.
Yeah.
his last previous game. And then you had some guys that weren't as strong in the first two games and kind of fell apart in the end. They had so many chances, of course, like the last two, to
Yeah.
at least bring it to two,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But the Pacers, they're still a young team. Also, like Miles was saying, he's never been kicked out the first round. But hey, you never know; they can be back next season. But Boston is just too much of a firepower for them right now. Boston just looks good. They're coming together really well. But other than that, like you said, the only really misconception was that injury from Halliburton. But
I def
you know,
yeah, I agree with you. I definitely will, touch on, the Pacers. I think, leaving the season, I think they can look at this as a positive note.
right, right,
They said Siakam was the only person that had experience. He's the only one with the ring, has even gone this
right, right,
far. The rest of the roster ain't even touched the conference finals yet. So this was a
right.
great step for them. And they fought, to get out of the Knicks
They
series.
did. They
Like,
made it all the way to the Eastern
dog.
Conference Finals, and nobody saw that
And we
coming.
talking like we're talking teams over like we're talking Pacers over Joel Embiid and the Sixers and big
Right,
team Miami like
right, right,
Milwaukee like
right,
so they
right.
they made it so
Nobody saw this, so you have to tip your hat to the Pacers
for
and
sure
Coach Carlisle.
for sure
Much love to you. I know we got rid of you in the Mavs, but you
yeah
brought your team way to the Eastern Conference Finals, so
that's
that's what's
true.
up. Seriously.
That's true. Shout out them. And then it's really my own thing with Boston. I know they're going into the
Mhm.
finals this year. So really, shout out to Dallas though. Like I'm new out here, so I'm a local fan, man. I love it out here.
Welcome, welcome.
It's been fun, but I will got to put respect to my boys. I'm a Warriors boy. I'm a Curry boy. So,
I respect that for
the
sure.
last time Boston was in the finals, it was a Warriors
Mhm.
matchup, and I will say. When I look at things now, Boston just has a better squad. I feel like than they did, a couple years ago, and they
Right,
gave
right,
us hell, to be honest.
right, right.
So I think with Porzingis getting back, regardless of if it's, I mean, we'll get to Mavs, Timberwolves, either or, but Mavs.
You're
But
right.
they gotta really face a fully healthy Boston team, and I think
Yep.
the fact that they swept two series, did a 4-1 and one, like they
Mm-hmm.
just kind of walked their way all the way through, and I think now this is gonna be their biggest test to see if like y'all had the opportunities a couple years ago. Let's see if y'all can pick back up
Right,
JT
right,
and Jaylen Brown and see what y'all got. So
right.
yeah,
So with that, Boston, they just have an electrifying bench also. So you got role players like Derek White,
that's a fact.
like you said, Porzingis, guys are stepping up. Al Horford, old ass, is still doing
Still
shit.
hooping.
So it's just like, and then you got JB, of course, that's
That's
Batman and
facts.
Robin. So
That's
I just
facts.
much respect to the Celtics. If it ever comes across, we do have to play them, which I'm pretty sure we will.
Yeah.
Um, I don't want to lose no fans, but I am really nervous. I am. I'm honestly nervous if we have to come across Boston because they just have a very complete team, and like I said, they've been here before. I don't
Yeah.
see them losing. Making it this far, and then shit.
Yeah.
But hey,
I'm
look,
gonna
you never
say
know.
I'm gonna,
You
and
never know.
for those Boston fans, I'm gonna be honest. If y'all don't get it now, y'all may not ever in the next
I
like
was just gonna ask you that because
no.
we weren't arguing. We were going back and forth on the top of the key. Like I said, if Boston don't win this year, they are a motherfucking bust.
They're
Y'all,
bust.
it's
They're
in your
bust.
hand.
They're
They
bust.
y'all are a bust. Thank you for
I
confirming.
think, yeah, I'll double down on that. I think that the way that the league is evolving, I think the league is just getting more talented. Like players are coming
Right.
in more talented. Like, look, Victor Wembanyama didn't even have full, like he had rookie minutes the start of the season. If we would have let this boy
Right.
loose from the beginning, he would have won this defensive player of the year, rookie of the year. He would have been all NBA. Like,
Right. Right.
this is just young teams. We're talking about young teams of Orlando Magic out of the East. We're
Mhm.
talking,
Mhm.
I know Cleveland was a big one that kind of surprised me a little bit. We got some
Right.
teams that are coming up, so I think Boston, bro. It's like, man, if y'all don't get it now, bro, y'all never will.
This is
And
your chance. But
yeah,
like I said, yeah, this might potentially be their year. I'm never going to count my mouths out. But let's
yeah,
say Boston doesn't get it done this year. I see them returning back the same next year.
yeah,
Huh?
that's true. Maybe I
But
don't
then
know.
again, but like I was just about to say, they're contenders. Miami and them might not give it to them this year. You never know. So hey,
And I
but I don't
think
see them. I think they'll be right back within the next 2
I
years.
think they'll definitely be one of the top teams out of the East. I think that some teams like Sixers had some hiccups with
Mhm.
Joel Embiid, some injuries. I think even Milwaukee, Giannis wasn't even playing. And Dame, this was Dame's first year as a
Yeah,
Milwaukee Buck, so
yeah,
the
yeah.
future bright for them too. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I think the East and the Knicks surprised me, man. Shout out to Knicks, man. Shout out to Knicks.
But look, I'm a big JB fan,
Okay,
Jalen Brunson. So
Brunson, yeah.
I did expect to see them make it this far, but hey, they'll be right back too.
Yep, yep.
Especially with the what's his name? I'm having the
Oh,
brain fart.
Julius Randle.
Julius Randle. He'll be
Randle.
back.
Actually,
Yeah,
they
so
were missing
like they're keeping.
OG Mitchell
Yeah,
Robinson, so
they had some. Yeah, we gonna let them
for
keep
sure,
that band-aid
for
for
sure,
sure.
for sure. So yeah, well, if all of that to say, Boston, get it together, or the East is coming for you. So we'll see.
Right.
So we go ahead and jump ship over to the West. I love the West. So
I love them too, man. We
we're
so stacked over there.
we're recording this on May 29th. So tomorrow's game will be
Game five.
game
Yep.
5 in Minnesota. So we're still just speaking ahead of terms,
Right.
but so far with our thoughts for Timberwolves and Mavs, and really the second question behind that is is the future bright for the Timberwolves? But really just our thoughts on just the series so far. I know this is gonna be an interesting podcast if stuff changed later this week, so we'll
Yeah.
have to come back.
Mavs, like,
But
let me tell you, it'll be a great podcast as Mavs just close this fucking out. Like, we had the opportunity to do that yesterday.
yeah,
Like you said, today's what, Tuesday? No,
yeah,
Wednesday. They
Wednesday.
played yesterday. Like, we had every opportunity to close out. But I see us giving it game 5. We originally agreed on game 6. But I think Luka and Kyrie will, of course, close it out themselves. But
Wait,
hey,
let me throw this one. Let me throw a little curveball at you though. So what you think though with my boy Derek Lively though, his chances of playing Game 5? So supposedly
we definitely missed him yesterday.
they
If
said
he was playing, I think we would have closed it out.
they say
Seriously.
his plus minus when he's in game is plus 22,
Right.
and the ratio I think they say in the win loss between Dallas and Mavs is 8 points. 8 points.
Right.
So I think with Derek in the game, it definitely would have made a difference last night. So let's just say if Derek Lively not playing Game 5, how do you think things go with Dallas? Do you think it's gonna push to 6, or you still think they're gonna come through?
Honestly, so Kyrie had a pretty rough game
He had a
last
rough
game.
game. Yeah.
He always seems to tighten up following bad games. If we can get a better performance out of, let's say, Gafford and another role
Yeah.
player, PJ,
Yeah.
Derek Jones, like if they all can
Yeah.
come together and just be electrifying like we've seen in the first 3 games, we can easily close it out. But if we do not have Lively, I do still see like, okay, where can we make an adjustment or who can be in replacement? But we can also absolutely still get it done without him. But it'll be more comforting if we do have him on the court. But
All right. So I'm gonna
I want us to close it out in 5, but I'm still gonna stick to Mavs in 6.
6 for this year. Yeah, and I that's actually what I said after this Game 4. I was like, knowing Minnesota and knowing Anthony Edwards, man, shout out Ant. I ain't gonna lie, man, that boy is making it real
He a
difficult.
dog, and he only 23.
Come
Like
on,
that's
bro.
who the face of the NBA
Man,
is.
this man done swept Phoenix. They took care of
Yeah.
the defending champs, and now they facing really the team that should be probably in the finals right now.
Right.
And I think really with them, I think they're gonna be hot going back to Minnesota, and they still got home court advantage being
Right.
So that's where I think I'm like, man, Dallas, y'all can't play
That's
Minnesota.
what I'm saying.
Can't
We
play
have to
Minnesota.
tighten up. That's one thing about the Mavs I don't understand sometimes. Like Jason Kidd, like there's certain things that you see as a coach, like my team is getting too complacent, or my team knows that they're supposed to be doing this and that. It's just like
regroup.
but there's not really much we can work with in terms of our role players and our bench. So we got to do what we got to do with what we have.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a good game for sure.
For sure. Yeah, we'll definitely see. And then really just our second question, with this topic, for the Timberwolves, do you believe this, their future is bright with Ant being, their franchise player? I know it was previously Kent. It's really shaping to be Ant now.
Right.
But do you believe, their future is bright just with, which is what they got going for so far?
Absolutely. So Anthony Edwards is, just magnificent, right? So and he's only 23. So imagine what he'll be like at the age of 26 and then 30, and then when he gets LeBron's age. So I definitely see a bright future for Anthony Edwards. And then I look at players like Nas Reed and Jaden McDaniels. Like those guys also, they have their moments where they come together and they electrify as well. So if they stick around, the Timberwolves will definitely be right back where we are now. You know what I'm saying? So But yeah, the future is definitely bright for Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves for
And
sure.
really, the side note too to add, I think, like I was saying about the East, man, the West with these young teams are starting to kind of show themselves now. This including, I know
Hmm.
OKC lost, but they surprised the hell out of me.
Right.
Definitely Minnesota. I mean, like I said, San Antonio is going to be kind of surprising. Houston was even trying to make a mark this year.
Yeah. Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm just saying, and like you were saying, because he's so young, a lot of these superstars ain't really won till after they were like 25, 26 anyways. They
Right.
all had to go through their rough patches, but even just him having this experience now, man, that's gonna take him. I think it's gonna take them pretty far.
Most
Um,
definitely.
I also believe that their future is pretty bright. I don't know what long term it looks like with pieces around Ant, but just Ant's career, I think that this was a big leap for him to take it to the next level to show like when y'all talking about the young stars of Lucas and John Morant and whoever else talk about
Pays.
me too, like I should be
Mm-hmm.
the face,
Absolutely. Right.
and I love the energy. I love Ant's energy. So
Yeah.
but we all still saying Dallas, so Dallas, come on, do your
I
thing.
mean, like the Mavs, like seriously, like that'll be there. There has been no team in NBA history to come back from 3-0. But I'm very hard on my team. I love my Mavs. So I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna sugarcoat and be biased about them and
For
whatnot.
sure.
But Mavs, like I wouldn't be surprised if we blow 3-0 lead, but I don't see that happening. But shit,
I
I don't
know.
see it happening.
I
But
would say
I don't put nothing past them.
and not just if there was one scenario, I think this would be the scenario for a team to do it because, like I said, they got a home court advantage. Because if they win at home, they got that momentum. They just won two back. If they steal another one in Dallas, we're going to a game 7 back in Minnesota, and that's where
No,
it's like, come on now.
that I would literally shit in my pants. And the thing is, Anthony Edwards he told Michael in the Three Stooges, I'm not a Cowboy fan, so I really think they're the reason why we lost.
I saw somebody. They were like, man, they
It's
should
bad
never even
luck.
pull
And
up to the
Michael, why the
game.
fuck
Like,
did you come on our court with that
bro,
shit on?
come on,
Like,
bro.
are you
Like,
serious?
and I will say, because I had to correct somebody, because I've been, I've gone to a lot of Dallas games this year, and I was like, I've been to a few where Mike has been there. I'm like, all right, it ain't like he don't be there, but it's like, bro, don't
But
bring
why you
that to
got the
the
op
arena.
clothes on? Like, why you
Don't,
got
yeah.
AE shoes on? Like,
And
you
you,
just
and
trying to
you,
be
yeah, you in the tunnel, like, come on, bro.
like, are you stupid? Come on, bro. But no,
Yeah,
like,
I'm not
man,
really.
seriously, like, we should close
Yeah.
it out for sure.
Definitely,
We shouldn't
definitely.
go to 7.
So Mavs, do your thing, do what you need to do, because I'm trying to
Mhm.
I'm trying to buy my ticket. Like I'm trying to get
Right,
there for
right,
real.
right.
So I'm looking forward. So just in to going to go with the finals and everything. The finals will start June 6th, regardless of if it ends in 5, 6, or 7. June 6th, and also to come back. That's what I'm
Hmm.
also hoping that Dallas go ahead and close it out tomorrow because if
You
let's
can get
just
some
say,
rest.
yeah, I was about to say, like, if we can sit Derek Lively, if they can win without him too, like, that's even better for him. And then they can be fully staffed for
Right, right.
Celtics because
Hmm.
Boston, I think they're going to come with, early. So, and they got home
Right.
court. So, regardless, Dallas and them, y'all got to fight from down anyway. So, let's go ahead and get it done,
Yep,
prep,
yep.
and be ready. So, but yeah, like I said, the finals will start on June 6th.
Hmm.
And this is our assumption that it's going to be Celtics and Mavs in the finals. I
Right.
just want to just kind of go into what our final series prediction and what we actually think the Mavs and Celtics matchup would actually look like in the finals. But I'll
Hmm.
let you go ahead and go first on that one.
Right. So let's say it is Mavs and Celtics. You want me to say if like whoever wins in what game and whatnot?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm gonna lose so many fans.
Don't wait.
I'm like,
Wait.
everybody's
Okay, you can
everybody
be honest. You can be honest.
right. But I told you I'm not biased. I'm very hard on my squad. Like I love my Mavs seriously. But I don't know, Mike. Like our role players really just scare me. Like I don't see anybody competing with let's say you got guys like Derek White and Al Horford and whatnot. So that type of play really honestly makes me nervous. Like guys
Yeah.
like Derek White who can catch and shoot and get going and whatnot. If it comes down to it, I do think this might be the Celtics year.
Okay.
They're running back, they're running it back, man. Like they're not
Yeah.
gonna go out without a fight, especially without against Dallas. I see Celtics taking it in 5 or 6. Seriously, I wanted to go to 7 and my Mavs can get it done, but we're definitely not gonna. sweep them. We're not gonna sweep
No,
the
no,
Celtics.
not at all. Not at
So
all.
like, I'm not gonna say anything crazy like that, like some people would. But
Yeah, nah. No, we can be realistic for sure.
yeah,
That's tough.
I mean, we still can match up with them well. But if it comes down to it, I just think like their big three versus what ours, you know.
Yeah, that's
But hey,
tough.
hopefully they can prove me wrong.
Oh, that's kind of
Prove me
tough.
wrong
Before we got on here, I had said Mavs in 6 for sure. I was like Mavs in 6
against the Celtics.
against the Celtics. Uh, my reasons was just my. I guess I was originally thinking about. Well, I first off was saying I was saying it wasn't gonna be easy for Dallas because and even the guard works. You know, when you have Drew Holiday, Derek White, whoever else is gonna
Uh,
be up there guarding Kyrie's and their defense they play as a team. They definitely play as a team. They communicate and everything. So um, it's really may come down to literally Luka and Kyrie to win it. I
that's what.
I I personally would just love Kyrie to beat
Right,
Boston. You know,
right.
like I feel like he deserves a ring outside of LeBron for sure.
Exactly, exactly.
So I might be a
Well,
little bit of bias there, just a little bit.
yeah, yeah. I get it, but we need more than just Luka and Kyrie
That's
against the
facts.
Celtics. You know what I'm saying? So that's what really scares me. You know, but hey, you never know.
I mean,
Guys might actually surprise us.
I,
It's an even matchup.
I
I say
mean,
it's pretty
and
even.
uh,
Both teams turn the ball over like crazy,
yeah,
but you know, but
yeah.
I don't know.
I think okay, so I got two things. So I know well, I think the X factors are going to be for Dallas, Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively for sure. If they're going to
Like they can't have no off
at
game.
all,
Like Gafford, you cannot.
at
Like
all,
the shit you be doing when you score 4 points one game and then have a double double. Like no, you have to
yeah.
be on that
And
shit
they need to
every
be
game.
at the rim too. Just be at the rim.
Right, right.
If they can do that, I think I think they can really out rebound the Celtics. And then my thing with if the Dallas can win, I think it's going to be because of Boston's own failures. Because I think that sometimes Jason Tatum, sometimes he gets too quiet throughout games, and
Hmm.
sometimes they're always having to fight back to win, and that just just hearing from other Boston fans, that's there's some shakiness with just some consistency with Boston right now. I mean, and to be realistic, man, I really would push this to a 7 and just flip a
Yeah,
coin. To be
that's what the
honest,
league wants. That's what we want as fans. We want a game 7.
yeah.
But I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you think Boston will take it if they go up 2-0? If Boston goes up 2-0, if that's what I'm telling you. If Boston goes up 2-0,
If
Mavs, we
Boston
just
goes up 2-0,
that's
I would give it to Boston only because they could probably steal a game in game 3 or 4, and that's 3-1, and then
right,
I wouldn't even bet against that, to be
right.
honest.
So
Ah,
that's one thing that I will stick by. If Boston goes up 2-0, Celtics in 5, because Mavs will get
mm,
one at home. We'll get one at home.
yeah.
But if it's 1-1, then I see the game going to 6 or 7. But if we go, if Celtics go up 2-0, I'm sorry, it's over
Dallas
for
gotta
us.
win game 1. They gotta win game 1.
You have to. You
Yeah,
have to win at least 1 or 2. Game 1 or 2. You have to, without a
yeah,
doubt.
without a doubt. And then we come home. We'll go win, get a home win. If we gotta
Yeah.
go 2-2, then so be it.
Right.
And then it's just gonna be a dogfight after that. Oh my gosh.
You know, Josh
Uh,
Green, you're gonna have to come with it. You know,
yeah.
shit.
Well, I'm kind of.
Cleaver, I really don't like him at all. But
Yeah,
you have
oh,
to
yeah,
do.
yeah. He's good.
I'm not a Maxi fan at all. I'm sorry.
He's Yeah, I don't know, bro. We're just He got to play some minutes right now because D Lively ain't. He got stuff
And
up. Next
what
man
did he
up.
do? And what did he do yesterday? Come on,
I think
I'm
he's
not
coming
trying
back.
to
I
hear
think
that.
he's coming back from an injury though, his shoulder or
Yeah,
something.
but
But
Cleaver, come on, like that was come on.
and you know who? No, really the one that really be getting under my skin is Powell though.
Him too. I don't understand why him and Cleaver still on the team, but hey,
Who?
you have to do what
Somebody?
you
I
gotta
think Rudy was dog. Like made him look. I was like,
walking them.
Jesus. Like,
That don't
ooh.
even didn't even make no sense.
Yeah, yeah, and this is okay. So yeah, I guess we'll see. Now this because this is really my first time really getting it out. I guess now I'm a little curious to see how things would actually play out if it is
Mhm.
Celtics and Mavs because that would be, it's gonna be a fight. But like you said too, if it now, all right, if Dallas go 2-0, do you think Boston have what it takes though to even things out and kind of pull through if it was flipped?
If it was flipped, I'll be honest. I do think Boston can come back and tie it.
Okay.
Because they are the team that can honestly make quicker adjustments in terms of situations as these. But if we do go up 2-0 in the finals, and I think that gives us a little more push, a little more motivation, because hey, the last time we won or been in this position was back in 2011. So
Yeah.
the city needs y'all Mavs, and I think they'll take that into consideration.
Yeah.
How big this moment is, especially for Kyrie and Luka and whatnot. But if we go up 2-0, there's a more higher chance of Boston tying the series than rather it being vice versa.
I believe that too. I'll go with that. So we're just, I mean, really, it sounds like Boston is just like they're tough. I mean,
I don't want to always toot the horn of the Celtics now. You know what I'm
yeah, and
saying? But
I trust me, I don't. I don't. But
you got to be realistic.
I gotta be realistic. They led the regular season. Obviously, we've seen what they've done in the playoffs. I mean, people are gonna argue, yeah, it was too easy or this and that, da da da. Which my whole thing was, when it came to the finals, I had said any team that came out of the West was gonna win. That's how I felt, and that's why I was sticking with Dallas, because it just has been like a fight. Any team that made it out of the West should be the best team out of the NBA, to be honest.
Right. Honestly.
And that's even including if Timberwolves shake things up. I mean, they are rightfully, the next favorite to go into the finals, to be honest, and win, to be honest. And I think they would make it more difficult for Boston if Minnesota made it to the finals, to be honest.
Exactly.
So,
I was just going to ask you, we're going to have to touch on that a little bit. So let's say the Wolves miraculously come back and win the series. If they do, I definitely see that game with the Celtics going to 6, and I'll take it to with Wolves for sure. But my man's going to get him out the way.
For sure. But man, I appreciate you though for getting on this episode with me. Like I said, if things change, you'll be right back on the next one, just so we can try and see what happens. But I appreciate you for coming on here.
Thank you so much for having me, Mr. Twan.
Nah, it's not a problem, man. Be sure to check out Top of the Key podcast, and it was Hanging Out. The Hanging Out.
We Hanging Out. So if you want to follow us on Instagram at We Hanging Out. At Top of the Key podcast. Sure. Y'all check us out and make sure y'all stay tuned in to Off Topic.
For sure.
Twan going up. Sure. So y'all make sure y'all stay along.
And, all them Dallas fans out here, bro, we gonna get one for y'all, man. We gonna speak into existence. So that's what we're
Stop playing.
Do. But yeah, I appreciate you. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one, Off Topic, and we out of here.
Peace.